Jack the Ripper was an unidentified serial killer who terrorized the Whitechapel district of London in 1888. The Ripper's victims were primarily women who were living in poverty and working as prostitutes. The brutal nature of the murders, and the fact that the killer was never caught, has made the case one of the most famous unsolved crimes in history. The first known victim of Jack the Ripper was Marion Nichols, whose body was found on August 31, 1888. Over the next few months, several more women were brutally murdered in the same manner, leading the police and the public to believe that they were dealing with a serial killer. The police launched a massive manhunt for the killer, but despite numerous leads and suspects, they were never able to identify the person responsible for the murders. Despite this, the public was captivated by the case and the press dubbed the killer Jack the Ripper based on a letter that was sent to the police, purporting to be from the killer himself. The murders stopped as suddenly as they had begun, leading many to believe that the killer may have died or been imprisoned for another crime. However, many theories have been proposed over the years as to the identity of the killer, including that he was a doctor, a member of the royal family, or even a woman. One of the most interesting theories about Jack the Ripper is that he was a Freemason and that the murders were ritualistic in nature. This theory is based on the fact that many of the victims were killed in a specific way, and that certain symbols were left at the crime scenes. The Ripper's victims were not only prostitutes, but also poor women who lived in the Whitechapel district. His were not only brutal but also very precise, suggesting that the killer had a good understanding of human anatomy. He has been linked to other murders that occurred before and after the Whitechapel killings, including the torso murders that took place in London between 1887 and 1889. Several letters purporting to be from the Ripper were sent to the police and the press, but it's uncertain whether they were written by the killer or by someone trying to impersonate him. The Ripper case was one of the first to use modern forensic techniques, such as fingerprinting and handwriting analysis, but they were not advanced enough to help the police identify the killer. The case also marked a turning point in the history of crime investigation, as it was one of the first to receive massive media coverage and public attention. However, despite the many theories, the identity of Jack the Ripper remains a mystery to this day. The case has been the subject of countless books, movies, and TV shows, and it continues to fascinate people all over the world. It's worth mentioning that Jack the Ripper's true identity might never be known, and it's important to remember the victims and their families during these discussions. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more fast and efficient history videos.